If a man can go days without talking to you, hear me clearly. That is not just being busy. That is not just stress. That is not only him going through something. That is a message. And the reason it hurts so much is because deep down, part of you already knows what it means. You sit there checking your phone, replaying the last talk in your mind, wondering if you said too much, wondering if you said too little, while he moves through life like your silence costs him nothing. And the scary part is this. The more you chase, the more you teach him that you will accept little pieces instead of real love. So listen closely because this matters. I'm going to tell you what to do when he disappears, so he can feel your absence louder than your words. Let this sink in. When a man can go days without speaking to you, that is not an accident. It is not confusion. It is not some secret behavior you need to decode. It is a choice. And the reason you feel torn is because your spirit sees the truth while your heart keeps trying to bargain with it. The hardest thing is not his silence. The hardest thing is admitting that his silence may already be your answer. Because once you admit that, you have to stop waiting. You have to stop hoping. You have to stop checking your phone like it is connected to your heartbeat. And you have to stop building a relationship in your head while he keeps living in the real world. A grown man does what he wants to do. Simple. If he wants to call, he calls. If he wants to text, he texts. If he wants to see you, he makes a way. If he wants to keep you close, he will make sure you feel close. And if he does not, he will make sure you feel unsure. That unsure feeling is where many women get trapped, because uncertainty lets a man keep access to you without giving you real commitment. I know some people want to defend him. He works a lot. He is stressed. He is not good at texting. He was hurt before. Fine. A man can be all of that and still be steady with the woman he truly values. The issue is not always his schedule. The issue is that you may not be high on his list. And I am not saying that to shame you. I am saying it to wake you up. Too many women fall in love with potential instead of proof. They love the version of him that shows up strong for 2 days and then vanishes for 5. They get attached to the one who gives just enough to keep hope alive, but never enough to make them feel safe. Stay with me, because this is where it gets real. When you keep calling crumbs effort, silent space, confusion, complexity, and disrespect a misunderstanding, you start training yourself to live on the bare minimum. And that kind of love is not peace. It is pressure. It is emotional work with no safety in return. Soon you end up in a connection where you are doing all the reaching out, all the forgiving, all the understanding, all the emotional heavy lifting, while he does whatever feels easy for him. That is not love. That is you trying out for a role he has not even decided to give you. Here is the truth many people avoid saying out loud. If he can go days without talking to you, then he is not afraid to lose you. That hurts because you are afraid to lose him. So you get quieter, smaller, easier. You act cool while hurting inside. And the sad part is, the more you allow, the more you teach. Every time you accept a late reply with no real talk, you teach him delay is fine. Every time you send another message after he ignored the first one, you teach him you will chase. Every time you pretend you are okay with mixed signals, you teach him that your needs can be moved around like furniture. And every time you stay available while he stays unavailable, you teach him he can have full access to you with no real responsibility. Human nature is simple. People do not change what they are still being rewarded for. So if you keep rewarding behavior that keeps hurting you, do not be shocked when it continues. Ask yourself something honest. Why are you still emotionally investing in someone who has already shown you that your presence feels optional to him? That answer matters. It may point to an old wound, maybe abandonment, maybe rejection, maybe loneliness, maybe low self-worth. But whatever the wound is, do not keep using the wrong man as the medicine. Inconsistent love is not love. It is anxiety wearing the clothes of romance. It is emotional instability. It is you working hard to earn what should come freely in a healthy bond. A real relationship does not leave you guessing all the time. A real relationship does not punish you with silence. A real relationship does not make you feel needy for wanting basic communication. And you need to stop telling yourself that you ask for too much when the truth is you may be asking the wrong person. With the right man, you do not have to beg for attention. You do not have to fight for simple respect. You do not have to shrink your needs so he can stay comfortable. The right man will not make you feel hard to love. He will make you feel safe. But here is the trap that keeps so many people stuck. When he disappears, you stop thinking about whether he is right for you and start thinking about how to get him back. What can I say to make him text? What can I do to make him miss me? What can I post to make him notice? And the more you focus on getting a response, the more you forget that you deserve somebody who does not need to be pushed into basic effort. You do not need a trick to make a man act right. You need standards strong enough to make the wrong man uncomfortable. That is where your power lives, not in your looks, not in how sweet you are, not in how much you understand. Your power is in your willingness to walk away from what does not honor you. The moment you stop fearing his absence stops controlling you. Read that again in your heart, because that is the turning point. A lot of women are not in love with the man. They are in love with the hope. They are in love with the rare good moments. They are in love with who he could become. So when he disappears, it does not only hurt because they miss him. It hurts because it wakes up the fear that maybe they are not enough. But listen to me. His silence does not measure your value. It reveals his level of effort. It reveals his emotional maturity. It reveals what kind of partner he is able to be right now. If he can leave you hanging in emotional confusion, stop romanticizing him as your answer. The right one does not leave you starving. The right one does not leave you confused. The right one does not make you question your worth every few days. So this is not about becoming cold, bitter, or hard. This is about becoming clear. Clear women are powerful because they do not beg. Clear women do not chase. Clear women do not fight for attention. They attract effort or they move on. Now let's go deeper, because if you do not understand what is happening when a man pulls back, you will keep reacting with emotion instead of answering with wisdom. And when you react from panic, you lose your center. You do things that feel good for 5 seconds and cost you peace for 5 months. So hear this part carefully. A man does not pull away because he forgot you exist. Many times he pulls away because he is testing what kind of access he can keep without giving you what you deserve. He is watching what you will accept. He is watching how quickly you bend. He is watching whether you have standards or only feeling. That may sound sharp, but sometimes sharp truth saves soft hearts. Men often move by what they respect. Women often stay because of what they feel. That is why some women stay loyal to a man who keeps confusing them, while some men walk away the moment they no longer feel challenged, inspired, or required to show up. The first truth is simple. A man makes time for what he truly values, not what he says he values when you are crying, not what he promises when he feels you slipping away. What he values is shown by how he acts when life feels normal and he is comfortable. When a man is serious, he checks in. When a man is serious, he does not leave you guessing if you matter. When a man is serious, he does not go silent for days like that is normal. Because he knows consistency is not a gift, it is a requirement. So why does he do it? Because many men want the comfort of a relationship without the weight of real responsibility. He wants the comfort of knowing you are there. He wants the ego boost of being wanted. He wants the emotional support when he feels low. He wants the attention when he is bored. He wants the softness when he feels lonely, but he does not want the accountability of being steady. And if you allow it, he will keep taking. He will take your time, your energy, your patience, your care, your forgiveness, your softness, and he will keep taking until one day you finally decide you are done. Here is another truth that many people learn late. When you chase a man, you do not raise his love. You lower his respect. That is where everything starts slipping. You think showing more care will make him care more. But if you keep showing care while he keeps showing distance, you are not proving love. You are proving that he does not have to work hard to keep access. The more you text, the more he delays. The more you explain, the less he moves. The more you try to fix everything, the more he avoids the weight of changing. Why? Because somewhere in his mind he starts believing, she will still be there when I am ready. And that sentence is dangerous, because it turns you into a placeholder, not a priority. Silence becomes control. Silence becomes leverage. Sometimes he may not even fully know he is doing it, but he knows it works. He goes quiet. You overthink. He pulls back. You lean in. He disappears. You chase. And once you chase, the balance shifts. The connection is no longer built on equal effort. It is built on your anxiety. Some people enjoy that kind of power, not because it is love, but because being needed feels good to them. But a man who truly values you does not enjoy watching you suffer. A man who truly respects you does not enjoy making you feel uncertain. A man who truly cares does not find pleasure in your confusion. And here is something else you need to see. Men often step up when they feel required to lead, when they feel inspired by a woman who has self-respect, calm energy, and real standards. Not begging, not threatening, not long emotional speeches, calm, clear, able to walk away, because nobody competes for what they already have for free. If you keep giving him your time, your body, your loyalty, your attention, your softness, and your forgiveness while he stays inconsistent. What reason does he have to change? None. He is already getting the reward without earning it. Love alone does not transform a man who does not want to grow. Consequences do. Boundaries do. Standards do. The fear of truly losing access does. Now let's talk about the move that changes the whole energy. And listen, because this is where women either rise or fall back into the same loop. The move is simple, but it is not easy. When a man can go days without talking to you, you stop reaching. You remove your attention. You remove your easy access, and you return to your own life like you were never sitting there waiting in the first place. Not to play a game, not to punish him, not to be petty, but to restore balance. Because right now he has the freedom and you have the fear. He has the control and you have the confusion. He has the calm and you have the anxiety. That is not love. That is imbalance. So stop feeding the pattern. Stop being the one who keeps the connection breathing all by yourself. Think of it like this. His attention is a faucet. He turns it on when he feels like it. He turns it off when he feels like it. But your attention is the water. If you keep pouring your water into his cup after he stops pouring into yours, you will stay thirsty while he stays comfortable. So yes, you go quiet too, but understand the difference. Silence with bitterness says, I hope he notices. Silence with strength says, I noticed. That is different. You are not doing it to make him jealous. You are not doing it so he will panic. You are doing it because your peace matters, your heart matters, your time matters, and you are no longer handing those things to someone who treats them like they are replaceable. This is the part most people mess up. They go silent for a few hours, then crack. Or a day, then send a casual text. Or they stop texting, but start posting things hoping he sees them. That is not power. That is still chasing in disguise. If you want this shift to mean something, it has to be real. You have to stop over-explaining your needs to a man who already understands what he is doing. Many women want to explain their heart. They want him to understand how his silence feels. They want him to finally get it. But a man who cares does not need a long speech to give you basic respect. A man who values you does not need a paragraph to remember you exist. The more you explain, the more it can start looking like you are trying to convince him that you deserve ordinary effort. Do not do that. Instead of pleading, detach. Instead of chasing, choose, and create distance without drama. No long angry messages, no emotional voice notes, no I guess you do not care, no big explosion, because big reactions give him a way out. Suddenly the focus moves from his bad behavior to your emotional response. Now he gets to say, you are too much, too sensitive, too hard to deal with. Do not hand him that escape. Be calm, be quiet, be focused, be unavailable. That is when the shift becomes real. Men do not always respond to tears the way women hope they will. They respond to consequences. They respond when the comfort changes. He has been comfortable. He knows you will answer. He knows you will forgive. He knows you will still be there. So remove the comfort without threats. Remove it with absence. And here is what that does in his mind. When you stop reaching out, he loses the free validation he was getting. When you stop checking in, he loses the feeling of control. When you stop being predictable, he starts getting curious. He starts wondering. He starts thinking. And sometimes, yes, that is when he starts missing you. But do not miss the point. This is not mainly about getting him back. This is about getting yourself back. You have to return to your life, return to your goals, return to your routines, return to your friendships, return to your sleep, your workouts, your peace, your hobbies, your standards, your smile, your center. Because the more your world spins around him, the less he respects what he has access to. Not always because he hates you, but because people often value what already feels whole. A man does not want to be your entire world. He wants to be a meaningful part of a full one. So your power move is not just silence, it is redirection. It is taking your energy back and investing it where it belongs, in you. And now listen carefully, because this is where many women ruin all of it. When he finally reaches out, they answer from relief. Too fast, too emotional, too open, too grateful, too available. And in 1 second, they undo the whole shift. So what do you do instead? You answer calmly, warmly if you want, but not like someone who has been starving for a message. You do not act like he saved you from pain. You do not act like one text erased days of silence. You answer like a woman who has a life and standards, because you do. And that is when he feels it. He realizes you are not a toy he can put down and pick up whenever he wants. He realizes you are not a convenience. He realizes you are a woman who can either be loved properly or not accessed at all. That is what creates a